Source becomes that which you're asking for. We've written a book and we've entitled it, Ask and It Is Given. We're ringing a bit when we stand forward. It is better when we stand back, yes?
Yeah.
We've written a book entitled, Ask and It Is Given, and we think it is the best title that has ever been given to any book because it speaks so precisely to the way this all works. When your environment causes you to identify that you want something, the source energy part of you immediately becomes vibrationally at one with that new desire. Not with the contrast that gave birth to it, and not with the absence of it which helped you to define it, but with what you're asking for. So an even better title for a book, better than Ask and It Is Given, although most are not ready to hear it yet, but a really leading edge title for the book would be, not only when you ask, it will be a long title. Not only when you ask is it given, but when you ask, the non-physical part of you becomes the vibrationally equivalent of that which you are asking for. Can you hear that? In other words, the source that is within you so understands your ability to define what is best for you that when you define it, source literally becomes it and begins in that moment and forevermore offering a vibrational beacon which literally, if you will listen for it, will draw you right to what you're asking for. It's the way your guidance system works. But in order to understand that, first you must understand that you are source energy, mostly, who has projected a part of that which you are into your physical body, and that as you are here in this physical body, you identify with greater precision that which you are now wanting. And as those new desires are born, that the source energy part of you goes to those new desires, literally rides your rocket of desire, literally becomes that which you are asking for. So now there is the potential, in fact, it's always true, especially in the beginning, there is the potential of you now being maybe a little bit out of whack with you, because your life in your body has just caused you to become even more, and the non-physical part of you has become more. But the question is, have you let yourself stay up to speed with that which you have become? Any awareness or not, any presence of negative emotion means you have not let yourself yet stay up to speed with that which you have become. Do you get that? Do you understand that you cannot help but constantly become more, and that the larger part of you instantly becomes more, and that if you keep beating the drum of what caused you to become more, in other words, you live a situation where you are sick and so you want wellness, and your source energy becomes weller than it has ever been because of your sickness. You hear that? Your sickness made you define your desire for wellness, and the non-physical part of you, the larger part of you, became even weller and offers a vibration of stronger wellness. But if you beat the drum of how sick you are, then you cause a separation between the vibration of how well you really are and what you are allowing in this moment. When you're living life experience and you don't have enough money, you automatically, whether you even put words to it or not, ask for more money. And the non-physical part of you becomes that more affluent being, vibrationally, and offers the pure signal of this expanded being that is you. But if you keep beating the drum of, I don't have enough money, I've never had enough money, I don't know why enough money doesn't come to me, I'm irritated that that person over there seems to have more than enough money. That person should give me some of his money. As you beat that drum of lack, you affect a vibrational discord between where you are and not only what you are asking for, but what the larger part of you has become. It's so important that you get it, that the non-physical part of you preceded you because it existed before you did in this physical body, projected that which is you into this physical body, and then rides every rocket of desire that you give birth to. The expansion of everything is about that. The expansion, evolution of all things is about that. Even the one-celled organism is having expansion in just that way. Your cellular body is having expansion in just that way. So what this gathering is really wanting to ask you, what are you doing about your own expansion? Are you staying up with it? And if you say, oh, I'm high on life, then you are staying up with it. If you say, I feel enthusiasm every day, then you are staying up with it. If you say, oh, I keep birthing new desires and they just excite me, just the idea of them, then you're staying up with it. If you say, I'm in love, you're staying up with it. If you say, I feel such appreciation for this or that, you're staying up with it. But if you say, I am frustrated out of my mind, you're not staying up with it. If you say, I'm angry about this and that and this and that and this and that, you're not staying up with it. If you say, I'm depressed or discouraged or I'm afraid, then you're not staying up with it. When the terrorists bomb something and you feel fear, their bombing has caused you and billions of others to want something different than bombing. And source energy rushes to the idea of that new and improved life. But when you feel fear, you haven't gone to where source energy is gone. And so instead of helping your world become more evolved and more the way you want it to be, you're holding yourself right where you are, and your fear is your indicator that you didn't go with the expansion. Nice to know. So whenever you feel any emotion, whether it is joy or whether it is despair, whether it is hope or whether it is doubt, when you feel any emotion, whether you call it a positive one or a negative one, every emotion is your indicator of how well you're staying up with your expansion. So when you feel unfulfilled, it's simply because you're beating old drums and not keeping up to speed with where your life has taken you. Not somebody else's life. There's not this idea of who you should be. There is only who you are becoming and your willingness or ability. It's really more about willingness than anything, to stay up to speed with who you have become. As you begin to understand that you are source energy in a physical body, and you begin to reach for how your source feels, that's really what the art of allowing is. It's, how would my source feel about this? How does my source feel about this? So in order to understand your guidance system, think about any guidance system. Jerry and Esther have several different ones in different vehicles, but they all operate on the same premise of the system knows where they are, and they program in their desired destination, and then the system calculates a route between where they are and where they want to be. Magellan never says to them, what in the world are you doing there? Or, I can't believe that you're there, you should not be there. Or, you've been there way too long, now I'm not going to guide you to something else. Or, you asked me yesterday, and you didn't follow my guidance, and so now you're on your own. That's your mother. The navigational systems in your vehicles are very straightforward. They have only two things to consider, and the relationship between those two things is the basis of the guidance. And those two things are, where are you, and where do you want to be? You have the same sort of guidance within you. Where am I in terms of my physical allowing in relationship to where my life has caused me to become? First, you have to accept that you are source energy in the process of expansion. And once you accept that you are source energy in the process of expansion, then you must accept that the larger part of you has experienced the expansion. And once you get that the larger part of you has experienced the expansion, then you have to decide whether the rest of you is willing to catch up with it. Sometimes we see you like a two-headed monster, and we just want both heads to go in the same direction. And the dominant head, now which is the dominant head of this monster? So when you were only source energy, you were a one-headed monster. Maybe monster's not the best word, but we like it. And then you were born into this physical body and immediately became a two-headed monster. But the source energy part of you is the larger part of you, always by far, the eternal part of you, the culmination of all that you've become, the part of you that eternally knows your worthiness and knows your value, and excitedly wants to come forth into the physical experience, because the physical experience is known as the leading edge experience. So you come forth into that perspective and you have experiences, and as you do, you constantly restate who you are and what you want, and that larger, non-physical, dominant part of you immediately becomes what your life has caused you to become. And then what this gathering is about is you bringing the rest of you, the non-physical part of you, up to speed with that. And you know you are doing that when you begin to pay deliberate attention to the way you feel. So, your guidance system is always within you, and the better you feel, the more you are moving in the direction of that. We want you to get the sense, however, that as you are non-physical energy and you are projecting yourself into this physical experience, that there is a current or a stream that you flow on, a powerful stream of well-being. And it's only one stream of well-being, this powerful stream of well-being. Source energy cannot project its absence. It projects that which it is. It radiates that which it is. And you ride the current of that stream. So as you are flowing in on that stream of well-being, now life is causing you to ask for yet more. So the stream expands with every experience that causes you to ask. It expands and moves faster. So the longer you live as an eternal being, the faster the stream moves. As you come into this physical experience, the more you live and ask for, the faster the stream moves. So there is this wonderful stream or current of well-being that flows. And friends, there is only one stream. There is not a stream of darkness or evil. There is only the stream of well-being which you are allowing or you are not. And as you are allowing the stream of well-being, you can feel yourself involved in it. And if you do not allow it, you can feel the resistance, which is what negative emotion is. So as this stream of well-being is flowing, and as you are riding the current of this stream of well-being, and as life causes you to offer even more ideas and preferences and desires to this stream, now you're going with the flow, or you're not going with the flow, becomes more and more evident. There is an incredible ringing. Maybe a bit.
Right side.
Or maybe pointing the speaker more to the rear and not so much to the center or something. It may be the way the ceiling is configured, but none of these are operational. It is only these speakers that are causing it.
How does it sound in the audience?
You are hearing it all right?
It's the right side.
If everyone is happy, we are happy. If everyone is unhappy, we are happy. So as this stream is flowing, what we want, that is better. As this stream is flowing, what we are wanting you to realize is that your relationship with the stream is everything that you are feeling. When you are letting yourself go with the stream, you feel wonderful. And if you do not, to the degree that you do not allow yourself to go, you do not feel so good. But the stream is only flowing toward that which you have become. And when you let yourself go with that stream, then you feel wonderful. And when you don't feel so good. We like to give you the analogy of taking your canoe or your raft, your boat, down to the edge of the stream, a fast-moving stream, and you set your boat into the water, and you deliberately turn it upstream and begin paddling very hard. And we say, why not turn it around and just go with the current? And humans say, oh, Abraham, that just seems lazy. And we say, but how long can you keep this up? And you say, I don't know, but I'm willing to find out. In fact, most of you say, I've been positioned by those who came before me to believe that paddling upstream is virtuous. And in fact, that's where we get all of our rewards here in this physical environment.